Welcome, guys. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about IAG's teacher recruitment drive and some frequently asked questions that I will be answering for you today. All answers might not be available right now at this platform, but you can always get those at a later date. But I will take, or should I say, I will try my best to answer your questions for you this evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this channel. We're going to give the others a few more minutes to join. So we're going to give the others a few more minutes to join. And we will start promptly at 6 p.m. where we will be talking about IAG's teacher recruitment drive and answering some frequently asked questions by prospective teachers who are trying to get information on how they can apply to this program or their eligibility to get a teaching job in the United States through IAG. So we have a few minutes more. It's exactly 6 p.m., so I'm going to begin. Again, welcome to my channel, Kicking with Dr. Britton. For those who are joining for the first time, welcome to this platform. And for my returning viewers, thanks for joining. Thanks for coming to, get some more information on teaching in the United States through IAG's platform. All right, good evening. Good evening, Racy. So let's get straight into it. All right. I know a lot of you might have already seen the initial videos where I shared with you the teacher recruitment drive by IAG, and also that they are taking applications now for the 2023-2024 school year. If that is something that you're interested in, if you look in the description below, there's going to be a link where you can put your applications in, as well as links to give you more information, a link for a WhatsApp group, and also a link for the other videos that were shared about the teacher recruitment drive, where I gave more information on those. All right, so before we go into that, CJ, charger. So before we go into that, if you are a teacher who's trying to seek or, obtain your teacher licensure, whether it be Praxis or any other teaching licensure exams, you can check out study.com. Study.com assists teachers with their studying for the teacher licensure exams, as well as students who are in high school who are studying can also obtain information on study.com. If you are interested in study.com, you can use my code where you get a 30% discount off your first 3 months. My code is Kicking with Dr. Britton. Again, study.com if you are trying to study for any of your teaching exams or you're a high schooler and would like to study using their platform. Very good platform. All right, so again, let me go back to IAG because this evening is dedicated to IAG, and I will try to answer as many questions as I can. I have some written down here that I'm going to be starting off with. So IAG, as I mentioned earlier, is now recruiting international teachers for teaching jobs in the United States for the 2023-2024 school year. What does that mean? That means if you're interested in getting a teaching job, IAG might be the right place for you. So you can check them out. They are a J1 visa sponsor that has been sponsoring teachers for over 20 years, and they are open for applications. So if this is something that you're interested in, you can check the links below out in the description. For those who are watching on TikTok, you'll have to maybe get the links on YouTube in the description to, get more details. All right, so what do you need to become a teacher with IAG? You need a bachelor's degree in education. However, if you have a first degree in other areas that you're interested in teaching, that is also an opportunity for you to put your application in and find out if you're eligible. I know one of the frequently asked questions is IAG accepting teachers for English? Is IAG accepting teachers for language? Is IAG accepting teachers? Your best option, and I'm going to say this, your best option is to put your application in and your interest. For those who don't know, IAG sponsors teachers for over 20 states. For example, some teaching programs only sponsor teachers from maybe South Carolina or North Carolina. However, IAG sponsors teachers for so many different states, and they will not know right now offhand if they need a teacher for business studies. A school district might one day say, okay, I need a business studies teacher. Do you have any with applications that are in? Okay, they will say, all right, yes, we do. Let's see who's in for business studies and send those information on. We have to realize it's a sponsoring agency. They work with a lot of school districts, and so it is the request of the school districts and what they need. Okay, so let's get straight into the questions. I know one of the frequently asked questions is, do I have to get my degree evaluated before I put my application in? Okay, so as of today, you can go ahead and start your applications if you are interested in IAG's program. If you're interested in becoming a teacher through IAG, you have not submitted your evaluation transcript to be evaluated as yet, that does not hinder you from starting your application process. We know that it takes some time for that to be completed and for the report to be done and sent to IAG. So you can do both the application and the transcript simultaneously. Additionally, you can go ahead and put your application, submit your application, and as soon as your report is ready, you send that over to IAG. Okay, so yes, you can put your application in before you get your FCE, which is the Foreign Credentials Evaluation. Am I going to need it later on? Yes, you are going to need it, because the FCE is what is going to determine if you are eligible for a teacher licensure in the United States. All right. Another question I saw was, what was the deadline for submitting application? As of today, IAG is accepting application on a rolling basis. They are open for the 2023-2024 school year. So you can put applications in starting from whenever I started that first video. They are accepting applications. You just go ahead and put your applications in. You don't want to wait until March or till April, but it is open now, and go ahead and put those applications in. When they're going to be closed, that has not been discussed as yet, but for now it's open and they're ready to vet your applications. If you have no application in, there's nothing to be vetted, and so you really cannot expect a response if you have not put an application in. All right. Another question I saw was, I am being asked for a social security number, but I don't have one. What do I do? If you don't have a social security number, you put all zeros in the slot for your social security number section. Once you get there, it asks for social security number, all zeros, and you should be able to move on. All right, where should the transcript be sent? This is very important. Where should my transcript be sent? So once you ask to get your transcript evaluated, you want to put, when you put your application in, you want to put certificate@iagusa.org. And I'll put that also in the description below for your certification. You cannot apply for your FCE, which is your foreign credential evaluation. You cannot apply for your FCE and let that be sent to your home and then you forward it to IAG. When you apply for your FCE, you're going to apply for it to be sent directly to IAG. All right, so let's keep moving. Another frequently asked question was, what address should I put on my cover letter? Again, IAG works with numerous school districts, and so your cover letter might be going to one or more than one school district. So do not put a specific school district or a specific school on your application. What you put is to whom it may concern. To whom it may concern. All right. Another question. What are the reference letters? Now, if you are currently teaching, you have a school principal, you have supervisors, you have colleagues, your reference letters must be from somebody that you work with on a professional level. Okay, I know IAG asks for 3, so you can choose one from your principal, your current supervisor, or it's your grade supervisor, and a colleague. The reference letters must be on a school letterhead, so it should be official, and you can send those to IAG. Reference letters are important to say, yes, Dr. Burton is an educator at this institution and she has been working here for X number of years. She has proven to be reputable, flexible. You know, they're going to tell IAG about your background and your professionalism. All right. How will I know if I qualify for a teaching job through IAG? Another frequently asked question, and a lot of teachers have been asking, how will I know if I qualify for a teaching job through IAG? As I mentioned, the videos that were shared earlier, they spoke about the qualifications or the credentials that is needed to become a teacher through IAG, which is a first degree. You should speak English. You should be proficient in English. And your degree, after it is evaluated by FCE, should be the equivalent of a US degree. So teachers, a lot of teachers have been asking this question, how will I know? The only way for us to really know, and I'm talking about educators, the only way for you to really know if you qualify is for you to put your applications in. Once your application is submitted, the vetting team will look on it and decide if you will be eligible for a teaching license in the United States. And I say this, and I'm going to stress on this because a lot of teachers are saying, okay, so I have 5 years in teaching math and 7 years in teaching language and I have this degree and that degree. Am I eligible? Those series of questions will not give you a direct, or should I say a 100% correct answer until you put your application in and your application along with your credentials are vetted by the vetting team. They are the professionals who are over that. They know what is needed and they will be able to tell you if you are eligible or not. If you are eligible, you will be given some advisor that you can ask the advisors more questions. But just putting in and asking randomly, like, I have 5 years in English teaching and 6 years in this, am I eligible? The only way to find out if you're eligible is to put your applications in, and this question keep popping up. Okay. All right, so I think I have answered some of the frequently asked questions. I still have a few more, but I cannot stress enough about the question, am I eligible because I have this, and that? It's not going to be easy for somebody to just look at what you're saying in a text message or an email or a comment on YouTube to say, oh, yes, you're eligible. When you put your applications in, you want to make sure you put all your information that is required, and as well as all your teaching experience, you want to put those on your application. Again, in your cover letter, you want to make sure you state your teaching experience in your cover letter, clarify those so that is evident. As soon as someone take that up, they can see what areas you taught and the years of experience you have in these areas. Okay, another frequently asked question is what type of FCE, and I keep saying FCE and saying foreign credentials evaluation. For those who don't know what is FCE, what type of FCE should I apply for? When you go to apply for your FCE, you want to apply for the course by course evaluation. Okay, and what are the accrediting body that IAG accepts? They accept the WES, World Educational Services, and that's accepted in all states. They accept ASICE, that's accepted in Arizona and Texas, and they also accept Spantron, that is also accepted in all states. So you can use any of those 3 accrediting bodies, WES, ASICE, and Spantron. Okay, again, you select course by course evaluation, and you send your evaluation to certificate@iagusa.org. All right. What if I already have an evaluated transcript? Another popular question. What if I already have an evaluated transcript? If your transcript was already evaluated and it is less than 5 years old, it will be accepted by IAG. However, you still need to ask that accrediting body to send a copy to IAG. Some of the accrediting bodies will charge a small fee for them to forward it to IAG, but you would not need to do the process all over again. For example, you paid $208 on WES, and you did that 3 years ago. That is still acceptable by IAG. You might just need to go to WES and apply for them to send a copy to IAG. I know a copy might be $40, between $40 and $100. I'm not 100% sure. You can check that out, and they would forward that to IAG. So yes, if it is under 5 years old, it is accepted. You're still going to need to get that sent to IAG. What if you have a soft copy of that? You can also upload it in your application when you're putting in your applications. Okay. Where do I submit my application to IAG? Again, a link for that is in the description below. You want to check the description below, and it says apply here or submit applications here. And that's where you're going to put your application in for IAG. I know a lot of you have a lot of questions, but most of the questions that you have can be answered after you put your application. First of all, there is a link below for more information where you can click to get information, more information about IAG. Also, there's a WhatsApp group where you can get more information about IAG. Some of the questions I just gave answers to are some of the frequently asked questions in that group. Okay. Now, once you put your application in and you are placed with an advisor, again, you can ask additional questions to your advisor. But teachers, most of your questions can be answered once your applications are in. They have a better understanding of what your credentials are, and they can assist you better. Okay? So the link is below where you can put your applications in. A link is also below where you can learn more about IAG, and also links are below with the previous videos on how, or should I say, the requirements of the teacher recruitment drive. Again, they are recruiting teachers from all over. So I know a lot of people is asking, is it only from the Caribbean? No, they're recruiting teachers from all over the world, also the Caribbean, with intentions of visiting Jamaica to meet prospective teachers. So guys, go ahead and get those information that you need from the links, do your research, get an understanding. If this is something that you think is for you, put your applications in, and that is going to be the most definite way for you to find out if you are eligible. Okay? All right, so another question is, how long is the process? How long is the process? Now, the length of the process cannot be a definitive answer where I'm going to say, okay, the process is going to take 2 months or the process is going to take 3 months. The process is going to be dependent on each individual, how soon all their paperwork is in, how soon a job offer is made, and even before we get to the job offer, how soon you get an interview with a school principal, how soon that principal takes to decide on who they're moving forward with. So there's a lot of things to be taken into consideration before we can say, okay, it's going to take 2 months or 3 months for the process to be completed. So teachers, we have to be patient. I know that it's a process. It's gonna take some time. If I should give you my example, and I've said this before, when I placed my application in late December, I did not receive a job offer until June of the next year. That's my experience. That's like what, 6 months after. Everyone's experience is going to be different. Everybody's timeline is going to look different. It's all going to be dependent on your individual case and your individual credentials and background. Okay? All right. Again, another thing that I want to share is this, and I said this in my previous videos as well. If you're hearing about IAG teacher recruitment drive, whether it be for the first or the second time, you're in the process of putting in your application, when you get to that section that says, how did you hear about IAG? I know we have the tendency to say the internet or YouTube. Be specific. How did you hear about the IAG program? Dr. Britton. If I'm the one you heard it from, Dr. Britton. Okay? All right. So I think I've covered most of the questions here, and I'm seeing questions here, which I'm going to try to answer. Okay? Good evening, Miss Span. Can I get a link to... Okay. What school are this? Okay, so Priscilla is asking what school these applications are for. The application is going directly to IAG, International Alliance Group, and they are the ones who are going to be determining your eligibility for a job in the United States. And then from there, if you're eligible, then you might be interviewed with different school districts. So I cannot say specifically which school you are applying to or applying to work with. Will your family be able to join you in the case? Definitely. That is Brownie, Kenton Brownie. Yes, your family will definitely be able to join you once you are successful. They will be offered also the J2 visa. So the primary applicant will be offered a J1 visa, and your family, to include your spouse and children, will be given the J2 dependent visa. Okay, good question. All right, let's see here. I have a few minutes more and then we'll be off. Does IAG recruit Jamaicans to teach? Natasha, Spanish teachers, English teachers, whatever field you're in, put your application in. If there's a request for a Spanish teacher, then your application is in and you can be interviewed for the position. Good evening, everyone. I did check their application link. However, I'm not seeing any business studies opportunities. I put my application in, but I've not gotten any update. Again, Sharon, it's going to take some time for your applications to be vetted once you go in. And I know Racine is saying she did not see business studies. Your case might be a little different, but are there other areas that you could apply for? Because you might be able to apply for other areas with your, I'm not sure what your degrees in, what your experience is, and that's why it is important for you to put those on your cover letter. How do I apply if my area of specialty is not in available job listing? This way I have an application. Is this possible? Okay, good question, Racine. I already said the inviting company has to send. If it's already sent to you, and I said that earlier, if it was already sent to you, you can ask them to send a copy to IAG. Once I submit the one-way interview, what is next? You're gonna wait to hear back from them. You will hear back from them with your next steps, Kaisha. Good evening, Princess and Gloria. If I'm currently working with a sponsor and J1, I will need to wait the 2 years in my home country. Yes, Gloria, that is correct. That is correct. Okay, so that's it for this evening, guys. Some of the frequently asked questions. I hope I have clarified for most of you some of the questions that you've been asking. I hope you have learned something this afternoon. Again, the link for you to learn more about IAG is below. A link for you to put your application in is also below. A link for a WhatsApp group is below, as well as the links to the previous videos are below. You can check those out. Again, do your own research. And remember the main thing, guys, just sending a message or an email saying, I have this, am I eligible, will not give you a 100% correct response. It would be better for you to put your application in so that the vetting team can vet your application and give you a direct response if you're eligible for a teaching position through IAG in the United States. Good question, Princess. If you are primary level and would like to teach, do you have qualifications in those areas? You say you have experience in those areas. I major in the science. Okay, so your experience is not there, but you major, so your degree is in it. So you put that in your cover letter. All your information will be sent to IAG. Again, the vetting team will decide if you are eligible for that area. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. I hope you learned something. Again, join those groups, do your research, put your applications in, be patient. It is going to take some time. Be patient and know that it is a process. Okay. The only way for you to be 100% sure if you are eligible is if you put your application in. Remember also that you can go ahead and put your application in while you are applying for your FCE. All right. All right, thank you very much, guys. And again, you can reach me on IG at Kicking with Dr. Britton. If there's something you'd like to find out, go ahead and drop those in the WhatsApp group. And for more details, you can go on IAG's Facebook page or LinkedIn. Thanks for joining, guys, and I'll see you next time.